Good morning, guys. Welcome to Thermomix Adventures. Lisa here. Hey, look, I've been a bit quiet the last few days. We've been away on camp, bush camping, and we're back. So me and the boys, lots of fun, a little bit wet. Glad to be back in my own bed last night, let me tell you. But today I thought I'd show you, we are continuing on our dairy-free, gluten-free series, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to make your own nut milk in the Thermomix. Now, today I'm going to show you macadamia milk. It by far is my favorite to have with coffee. I don't have coffee in my cup right now. I actually have a cup of tea. I'm warming myself up with it. But macadamia milk is probably the closest thing when we went dairy free I could find to like what I knew as traditional milk. And you know, I like a cappuccino style coffee with the frothy milk, you know, barista style. More than occasionally, regularly, I like that sort of coffee. And you know, the other milks, just when I made them, they just weren't the same. Whereas macadamia milk has a real creaminess. Now, macadamia milk, let's be real, it's expensive to get macadamias these days. I was really fortunate when I grew up. My parents had a macadamia tree. I was probably a little spoiled. We used to get out there on the driveway with a hammer and crack them on the driveway. A few sore fingers that way. And then my husband's uncle actually had a macadamia farm. So we went on even after my parents no longer had that place. We had access to macadamias. Don't anymore. These have been stored away. Macadamias are like chocolate to me. I can just eat them one at a time. So I have to hide them from myself. Can anyone else relate to that? Anyway, I love macadamia milk because you don't have to pre-do anything. So many milks you have to soak to release the enzymes to make them more pliable, and you have to strain them at the end. You don't have to with macadamia milk because they are so buttery and soft. So 4 ingredients, 3 minutes is all it takes. Now, while the 3-minute blend is happening today, I'm going to show you how to change your filters if you don't already know, because this recipe, if I go to my menu and I go to today in my week, just wait for it to load. It's having a bit of a slow startup like I am this morning. You can see there macadamia milk. When I open it, it's in ounces. Okay, now I've found this on the US Cookie Dough platform. I don't think there's one that's just macadamia milk on its own with no like other complications to it on any other platform. I could be wrong, happy to be proven wrong, but I think that's why I end up with this one, okay? You can see down here, it's in, camera's a little bit close today. It's in ounces. Now, when you're shopping for that, don't let it stress you. Multiply by 3 and add a 0. Okay, so it says 4 ounces of raw macadamia nuts. Multiply by 3 is 12, add a 0 to the end, 120 grams, approximately. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's close enough if you're going to grab a bag of something at the supermarket, yeah? 22 ounces of water, preferably filtered, okay, just it doesn't have the chlorine in it then. And 22 multiplied by 3 is 66, add a 0, 660, okay, approximately grams of water. Our Thermomix does that work for us, but it's when you're going shopping, yeah? Well, we're not going to buy water, but you know what I mean. 1 ounce of date sugar. I am literally putting in 1 date, okay? I don't have date sugar. I could make date paste. I actually think I've got date paste in the fridge. But I'm just going to date paste with made. Just to clarify that, blitzed up dates. Bit of a accident where I blitzed up too many. But I'm just going to use a date and then some vanilla. And it says vanilla paste. I'm using my homemade, I've got to actually get some more going, where I've put it in some cheap vodka. I think it was vodka. I showed you guys like 18 months ago and I left it in the cupboard. I need to get onto that or make some more vanilla paste. I may do that later today for you guys. Anyway, let's get cracking on this recipe. If you've made your own nut milks before, let me know. I'd love to know. All right, so let's get started on the recipe. 4 ounces of macadamia nuts. Can you guys hear I don't know if you guys can hear far enough outside. There are cockatoos going crazy everywhere. Tear it back to 0. In with them. Make sure they are raw. You don't want to make them salted. Be a little strange. If you've got leftovers, airtight, okay, they will last beyond expiry date so long as they're airtight, okay. The vacuum seal containers from the mix shop, great for that, okay. Water, I don't think I've got quite enough in here, but never fret, in this kitchen I have a sink back here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, maybe, oh no, 22 ounces. So yeah, I was like, oh, I've gone too far. Nope, it's okay. just move that. Okay. Look at this. I think this is the first juice on the tap. It's actually fuzzy water because it's the first juice. Look at the fuzz. Ah, that's cool. All right. Let's put that in. Okay. Gotta say, pecans and walnuts are two things that I was spoilt with as a child, that I didn't know were going to be so expensive as an adult. You know, we had a pecan tree, we had a walnut tree. We had to de-shell them ourselves. Plenty of fun trying to get those pecans. If you've ever seen a pecan nut, it has so many little fibers inside. So you can imagine even walnuts, but I never had a walnut tree. They've got the outer shell, but then they've got all this little bark in between, all the segments. But it's the other thing that I store away with the macadamias when I've got leftovers. I've got to hide them out of sight because, again, I'll just snack on them. All right, 1 ounce of date sugar, or in my case, I'm putting a whole date in, which you can see is nearly that much anyway, yeah? And some vanilla. And it's got a 3-minute blitz. Now, as I said, I'm going to jump to cookie dough, and I'm going to show you, if you do not have access when you search every single time to cookie doughs, American, Canada, and the ounces thing is the thing that will give it away. If you've got results in your searching that have ounces, you know you've got the right thing. If you don't, then that means you don't have all the English spoken recipes. All right, so I'm not going to try and talk over the machine. I will show you how to do it. I'll go through the app. I'll show you where it is. You'll just have to follow along with my mouse pointer. Okay, so I'm with the lid and the measuring cup. 3 minutes, turn speed selected to speed 10. And then hopefully, let me have a look. That's the wrong screen. Let me just get rid of that one there. Let's try again. You don't need to see my broadcasting screen. That's the one. All right, so then I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's spin this up to speed 10 and let's jump over. 3 minutes, you were able to follow my mouse around and see what I did. So the first thing I did is I went to the filters, and you saw that I went in and I scrolled down and I made sure English was selected, and I made sure the countries that had English recipes were also highlighted. I added, was it Argentina? I will probably take that off again. They have quite a few non-English ones, and for some reason the Thermomix, I think some of the collections have both their native language and English, and so you end up with both. It can be a bit confusing, and often they are using, what I've noticed is some of the other countries anyway. There's not that many that are unique to them, so I will probably take that off later. That's actually why it was not selected. The other thing you'll notice on the way back up, I scrolled up and you saw that I made sure, I've got a sensor, so I made sure sensor was on so that those recipes are going to show up for me. I'm not sure why I uncollected that, probably did on a demo one day. And the blade cover, because I've got the blade cover peeler, it does both, yeah? So I just made sure they were connected. And then I went back to the beginning, and on the search bar when it was empty, click search, okay? And then you're able to change from the actual, at the moment it searches recipes, you can actually then click on that and you can then change that to collections. And I like to go by newest, because then it's actually going to show me the most recent things added. If you're looking for further inspiration on your Thermomix, that's where to start. That shows you them. You'll notice there's sometimes overlaps. Canada and the US will sometimes use the same, exactly the same, but that's okay. Then I changed from collections to recipes. This is my favorite place to search. If I am looking for stuff to bring you guys, I go to there and I go newest. Over on the right hand side where it says relevance, I changed that to newest, and newest recipes. I love that. And then the last thing I just wanted to highlight was that you can actually go to articles. Now articles, you'll see there was lots of double ups. That's because I've got all the countries highlighted, yeah? But there are some really cool things in articles, and you'll only see that if you're on the website. Okay, so I don't think it shows. I could be wrong, maybe they've updated it, but it used to only show on the website. And by the way, filters can only be done on the website where they stick as well. Normally they won't hold, so please log in on go to cookiedoo.com.au and log in there to do those changes, not in your app. Same with you if you ever have to update membership and stuff, it has to be done through the website, not through the app. Because the apps are through like your Google Play or your Apple Store, and then Apple and Google would take their amount of the funding from the Vorwerk or the Cookie people. So that's why you go to the website and you do it over there. So let's see the final product. But I hope you kind of got some little hints on that. All right. There's my creamy white stuff. Now this will separate. There is nothing you miss to stop it. Liquid and nuts separating again. Okay, it won't be nuts obviously, it's gonna be like fine, but there's nothing stopping it because we're not using any agent that does that. All right, so let me show you. It's not all gonna fit in this container, you know that, but I just want to show you. I went and tipped the rest out so I could show you. This is incredible. It is just a game changer. Okay, so and you know exactly what's in it, and it takes 3 minutes. Now if you want it silky smooth, I don't mind. There's this tiniest bit of texture to it, like the teeny tiniest. But if you want it like milk, just put it through a tea strainer. Okay, I would have put a tea strainer in the top and just poured straight into that. Okay, bottle these up, put them in your fridge, use them for custard, use them for whatever you want to use them for. Drink it, make hot chocolate on it. Like, it is so incredibly amazing. Okay, if you've not tried it, do yourself a favor. Like, if you've tried cashew milk and you've tried almond milk and they just weren't right, macadamia is the one you need to give a go to. You will not regret it. Okay, you will not regret doing that. But yeah, and if you do want to strain it, of course strain it if that's your preference. It's pretty silky though, like it's not, yeah, it's hard to explain. So otherwise guys, thanks for joining me today. I will probably be back for some more videos later today. Got a whole lot of stuff I'm excited to share with you, and we went away just after I got back in the kitchen. Floors are getting done next week, so I'm going to have a little bit of an absence for a week next week. I think Wednesday to Wednesday they're coming to finish ripping up the floors throughout the house and then lay the vinyl down, just not the bathroom. So we'll be sleeping in the camper outside, and thankfully everything can stay in drawers and cupboards and stuff, which I'm really relieved about. It's just us that has to get the beds and everything outside, so it's a little crazy, but then the dust will settle and it'll be back to normal, and I'm excited to keep inspiring you with the Thermomix. Please don't ever be a stranger. Reach out, head to my website as well for inspiration, TMXing Adventures. You can scan the code or TMXing Adventures, should go that way, TMXing. Lots of things over there to help you get more out of Thermomix. If you check out the blog, that's where I keep the records of the previous series I've done. I haven't got this one up there yet, I don't think. I think I'm 2 months behind actually. Keep an eye out, I will be putting things up there. Make sure you subscribe over there. It means you do get them into your inbox every, usually 4 to 6 weeks. I try really hard not to ever clog up your inbox. You won't be getting something from me every week. I write all my own content. That's why there's spelling mistakes, okay? And it probably sounds like me sometimes because you're getting authentically me, all right? So, yeah, so that's what I do. Keep you guys informed, up to date, and hopefully inspired so that you can keep getting more out of your Thermomix investment. There is so much your Thermomix can do to serve you in the kitchen, and I hope that I can just, help you get something else to add to your repertoire of what you can do to get more out of your Thermomix. But otherwise, guys, have a fantastic Friday. Let me know if I can help you. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.